it's arcbliss versus Baconman. 3 clicks. I'm gonna click the next button. There's their match pass. And now there's the spinning ghost again because I click on the 2-player thing and it's Shackle. It's Shackle. Oh yes. We're gonna lower that rainwave volume a little bit because apparently we got sound effects, we got shackles, we got stream chat, and then it reloaded itself and then it died. So I don't know if you're here, but alright, and our goal is to defeat the madman at the end of beat all stages. One through 6. Dunzo! Alright, unfortunately, Rainwave, I'm going to switch you over to chiptune, Rainwave. Which means that I need to capture my desktop background. How do I get this Rainwave to change channel? Can I change channel on Rainwave on the Node CG? There's the Rainwave. There's the Rainwave. There's the Rainwave station chiptune. I don't understand. I couldn't change Rainwave in chat. I can play it on the... I don't understand how this works in OBS. I'm gonna have to capture my desktop audio. Right click, add audio output capture, add existing desktop audio. Wait, but that'll cause Discord to be captured twice. Oh no! This is all a mess. I guess we're just gonna have to deal with what the Rainwave gives us. Sometimes there might be lyrics that I'm talking over. All right, and they are off. Click play. Welcome to Shackle. This is a game where you are shackled to a ball, and you need to push things around with yourself and the ball. This is a game that we have had here in MT a few times before, or at least played some sort of weekly or a small race of it, whatever the case of it is. So, this one is a little, why am I rebroadcasting this? It's Baconman! Sokoban, Sakoban, Snako Puppet. It's Sako Puppet! So yeah, basically that's the gimmick of it, is that we are chained to a ball. And that ball and us are going to go places and do things. And we need to be able to maneuver the ball around. We need to be able to push things around while being shackled to this ball. The ball can push things. We can push things with the ball. We have to make sure that the ball doesn't get stuck in places, because otherwise we get stuck in places. We have to just basically Sako the ban. Or do we need to ban Sako? Now, I believe one of the core gimmicks of this game, like I said before, is that you got the ball, right? And you can get stuck with the ball being stuck in front of you. You're always a space gap away from the ball. But you can break the chains that holds the ball to you and use the ball to move around later on in some of the levels. So we are actually going to be doing some of that later on. So you can see arcbliss is getting stuck in his position where the ball is behind him, and he's getting stuck in the little hole and can't do it. And that's unfortunate. Here we've got balls being pushed into holes, and oh, but it's going to allow us to get through if only we had that ball not on the chain there. and figures out that you can push it into that little gap, and we're off. We are off through to the main hall, and we are going to stage 2. Now, we have a little bit of a problem. If arcbliss does this the way that arcbliss does this, you can't get past the ball and into the corridor. So you actually need to get the ball around there we go. Use the ball to push the blocks. So the ball can push blocks and everything is good to go. We've also got exciting music and dramatic music for this Suckerbon, so it's definitely hyper than we need to be. Oh god, why am I always full of energy and commentary during a slow game like this? So here we've learned that if you hit the block, if the box, if anything is on that wall, or is on one of these platforms when one of the buttons gets pressed, they will be destroyed. We're actually going to need to use that power in order to get this box out of the way, if I'm not mistaken. So here we can push the box onto the... There we go. Get rid of that box. Bye-bye, box. Except that's not quite how we're supposed to do it. So we're going to use that box to put it on the red square, and then we're going to use that... and we're going to go back to the prior level in order to get an idea of what we're doing better. And Baconman immediately makes the same mistake arcbliss made before with the ball on the opposite side of where it's supposed to be. Quick, delete the box. Just get rid of it. The box don't need to exist. Goodbye, box. Here's the stage that basically teaches you the boxes don't need to exist, and we're through. So, hopefully, with the idea, it might be that arcbliss has an idea of how to approach this. So we're going to put this box on that, and then we're going to push this box on that. But as soon as we do, we can't really delete it. So how do we go about it? I believe the solution to this is to back up with the ball into the spot and then move yourself down to push it off. Is going to skip that one and not get stuck on it for too long and move on to a stage called Cookie Cutter. Oh god, what kind of cookies are we cutting? Are we cutting cookies out of our online definition in order to save the EU? Wait, I don't think that's how that works. Baconman just deleting boxes left and right as arcbliss quickly clears that stage. Has to finish the stage. This is to beat all stages in levels 1 through 6. So this does not mean that we can skip levels at all. We can't do that. Baconman has a concept here, but unfortunately that concept isn't quite working out the way it intended, or the way it was hoped for. And arcbliss just can't get that ball off that one spot there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the answer to this stage is to end up deleting the box that is on the red switch with the blue switch. And gets through! I blinked and I missed it! We're off to stage 6 now. Now we have the ability to strafe with our ball. Our chain becomes solid. Oh, we don't want to do that. Don't go strafing with the ball. Sometimes we want to, sometimes we don't. arcbliss massively moving through most of this Pokemon. So here we have a problem. We have two red switches. We have a box in the way. How do we deal with this? Well, here we're going to have to do a really interesting, cool little L shape in order to cause us to strafe and put the ball and ourselves in the exact same spot is there in order to delete the box that's there. How do we make these moves, you might ask? I don't know, I'm not the one racing. arcbliss figures it out! Right now we have very specific hard lock strafing action here. How do we strafe aside? arcbliss has no worries. Makes it through. Halfway through the goal here. And oh god, there's so many stages here. Never mind, we are not even halfway through the goal here. We are significantly less through the goal than we want to be. Now, arcbliss has a small problem here. How does get box and ball and thing in spot and do thing? Meanwhile, Baconman is still stuck on this stage, unfortunately. Well, that's right. I have the power to draw on this screen in order to show you what I'm talking about. Let's go to the drawing panel. Look at this. I go click. Now I can do drawing things. Let's pull up chat over here. So come on, but you're in jail. No! So come on, but you're paying your price and your penance with an extra ball. So, now that we have the world in front of us, arcbliss needs to hit these switches in a weird way, and I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what the racer are doing. I just came here to draw across tiles. So, arcbliss is in an interesting situation where that box is going to be deleted, and somehow, again, the problem is that we need to hit that blue square, and then unhit the red square in order to allow us passage through the area. So, possibly sending both these boxes through might be the correct answer. In fact, I don't know why we need that red switch over there. Why do we need it? Arc, what do you need it for? You have to hit both switches in order to open the gates, or does one switch open? No, they both toggle. They both seem to toggle. Oh no, because you do need it on both buttons. And arcbliss has unintentionally stumbled into the solution, which is that we need to lose the ball and chain part. Or the chain part of the ball. This is the weirdest Donkey Kong game you've ever seen. It's crazy, isn't it? Unfortunately, you see, we have to update the title of the match before we go live to add the player names. We can't get the name. The name doesn't auto-populate the game until after we've already set it up, and it results in a situation where we have the old game and the new game before the old game, new game this. So once again, we have switch toggles, which are toggle switches. They toggle and switch. So they switch what button does when you switch them or toggle them. So they're called switches because they switch things, and then they're called toggles because you toggle the switch in order to switch the toggle. So once again, is arcbliss trying to figure out how to break the ball off of the piece, or break free of the ball, or do something with the ball? Oh, we got rid of the ball. But I believe the gimmick to a lot of this is get the ball free. And we got the ball free! We're through! arcbliss is absolutely trouncing this right now, moving speedily through this stage, through the game. Baconman, unfortunately, still stuck on World 2. 8-stage lead right now for arcbliss on stage 18 gauge. Oh no, the ball's gone. I believe what arcbliss needs to do is put himself in a position where the ball is behind him, and then he can push the ball down and use that, and then blow up the ball, and then exactly what arcbliss just did. That's what I was describing. Good job, arcbliss. Moving on to stage 19, options. What options do we have here in options? Well, we need to choose the options to shut down the switches and turn them on and do things. And then how do we... It's a nightmare here. How do we move here? How do we go about this? Do we blow ourselves up? Do we blow the ball up? No, because we can't. We need to make sure that the ball is... that something is left over in order for us to hit that spot. And there's an option that has been found, but that's not going to let you get the ball to the spot. The ball has to remain on the switch in order for you to get through. The stage is called options, but do you really have options, or are you locked into one position? Baconman having to make the specific shape here in order to shove that box into the hole is close, but not quite. I thought that it was the right shape for a moment, or was one step away from the correct shape. Alas, was not. Has at least moved the box first? You do need to move that box. You were correct, Baconman. Move that box first. Meanwhile, I blinked and I missed it. arcbliss on to the next stage. This stage is apparently very linear. I count it being called linear. So one would assume, based on the stage name or stuff that's going on, that we just need to figure out the correct order of this Jacob's Ladder. Oh. Excitement abound as arcbliss seems to have found the correct movements here. Onto the spot, and through! Welcome to Wait. Mine is, of course, 460. Everybody, don't get like me. You should instead be like arcbliss, who is only 21. That was not my finest, to be honest. So here we have an issue where we need to toggle both the red switches in order to cause it to happen. But once we do, we lose access to how we're going to get that blue box apart. So the problem is that as soon as we step on that red switch there, we lose. So arcbliss actually... Oh no, arcbliss, you had the right move there. You just need to do exactly what you did before, but push that other box to the other side. Nope. Unfortunate. arcbliss had the solution, but did not quite see that they had the solution. So we need to put the box on the top there. We need to push this box all the way across to the other side. Here we go. And boom, and oh, wait, I messed up because that leaves the ball on the blue switch, which we don't want. We don't want things on the blue switch. What a travesty. I misread the stage. As it seems, so has Ark. Meanwhile, Baconman is still trying to get the correct angle of approach here on this stage. I honestly don't know how Ark did it so quick. Ark is absolutely plowing this game. Like, seriously. It's actually really impressive. Oh, why do I feel like that was close to the solution, Ark? Ark feels like it's close to the solution based on the movements that Ark is making now. And then having second guesses. Baconman's probably named after the smell that their brain is making at this moment, as makes the way into the strafing zone. So now we got to strafe our way through however we do this. Again, arcbliss made this stage look like it wasn't even a stage that had a problem to it. Just did it. Is now only 7 stages ahead, though. This stage is giving troubles. Oh. Is this similar to what we want? No, not quite. Or maybe, yes. Yes, it is. Because now we can put that block onto that spot. Save that block for later. Here we go. arcbliss is now through and free. No longer shackled to anything. Baconman carefully considering the moves here. How does one get past all of this strafing nightmare? And is through! The catch-up is real. This is when the comeback happens here. arcbliss better watch out. I'm sorry, that sounds kind of condescending when I was trying to be exciting. I was trying to be like, rah, rah, rah. But it's a massive 7-stage lead right now. It cannot be understated how much arcbliss is absolutely tearing through this game. I believe that one of our testers said that that this game was basically impossible. Or FFAO said, I tried testing this, but it was too big brain for me. I believe we had played the... we've played a version of this before. I don't recall if it was these levels or not, though. I think that it was a different set of levels. I don't remember these levels at all. Okay, last race went to 22. The worlds are there are worlds. Now here's the problem: how do we get past the blue without red tearing us apart? and gets through. That is World 4, Level 4 clear for arcbliss. Moving on to Stage 5. Another 8 levels are ahead of us here. It's so weird that I've definitely seen this before, but just don't remember any of these levels. I remember all the mechanics to it. I really did. And then I just don't remember any of the stages at all. What a trip. Alright, so we were using the strafers here to get this box out of Impossible Land and get it onto the platform that we can use it, except that we also need to make sure that we're able to get through. Which means that we once again need to put the box in between us as we move up vertically through the center. And arcbliss, I believe, has figured this out. Not quite. Needs to be the other way. But how do we do that? How do we get the box to be on the other direction while we scoop it up? Oh, what a trip. Like that! arcbliss just beat every racer in the old 1 to 22 goal. Hot damn, by how much? Beat Alpha by a little less than a minute. Okay, and Alpha is a strong racer overall, even with puzzles, not puzzles, nuzzles. Alpha gets there, and arcbliss winning that race is very good. I was yawning. I was going to describe what arcbliss needed to do in order to solve that level, and then arcbliss went and solved the level while I was trying to describe it. What a champion! So now we have this issue that as soon as we land on this part, if we have the ball attached to us, we cannot move beyond it. So we need to somehow get the ball to be in the... to get broken. We need to be free. We need to be free. But how do we be free? One might ask. Well, like this, apparently. Oh, but wait, we're not free because we got the chain with us. Oh no! There we go. Recognizes how to move with the chain. Meanwhile, I've been focusing on arcbliss because arcbliss has been going a mile a minute into new stages. Let's check in with Baconman. Baconman, unfortunately, is still on stage 17. Loop is 10 stages behind. Doesn't quite know how to break the ball apart and hit the both switches on it. This is an absolutely dominating performance by arcbliss, and I can almost guarantee that nobody in the tournament wants to go out to Sokoban. But it's a test. It's a game that is a skill that gets tested many a time here in MT. So, and the thing about... Okay, so there are complaints about Sokoban being pretty basic puzzling. But the truth of it is that it's exactly that basic puzzling that makes it a solid racing game in the first place, in my opinion. The only problem with Sokoban in that regard is the presentation is a little bit lacking. It's not exciting for a longer race, especially when you don't have as many elements to visually do things with. But the core of it is that a lot of puzzle games, there's a reason that Sokoban keeps showing up. Because it's a very simple puzzle type to make puzzles and mechanics around, and it can work for almost every game. So having all of your Sokoban knowledge tested in one shotgun burst in your face of the Sokoban game is not exactly the worst thing for MT to be testing, and it's unfortunate that it gets a little bit of a bad vibe in my opinion. And this is coming from somebody who sucks at it and is really bad at it and kind of sort of, you know, doesn't like it that much. But in the end, it really is, it's a very puzzle by at its core. All the pieces are presented to you. You just need to figure out how to move them around. There are very specific rules. There are unwritten rules. There are a lot of nuances to how things work. And adding just a little bit of it to shift it, to switch it up, makes a world of difference here. So having the shackle be part of the mechanics and having to work with the ball and chain with it really does change a lot of what this game is. And oh, it looks like Bacon Man has almost got this. Just needs to go push that box away. Go push the box away. You know what you need to do. Oh no, wait, but you can't. You can't push the box away. Do they figure it out? They need to shove this into the red spot and no further. Nope, you can't get through once you've done that. No! You gotta push to the red and no further. To the red! No further! No! Bacon Man, okay. Bacon Man unfortunately getting stuck here on the loop a little bit longer than probably they would like. So how do we get this box into the corner while that red block is up, but also get the ball back out? So I believe that's the main thing here, is that we need to maintain the ball being attached to us here while we get through, and that's what that strafing is going to be used for. That strafe is going to be used to actually push the block into the box into the blue corner. And arcbliss is trying to solve ways around it. arcbliss is doing a really good job of finding different permutations of possibilities of how this game looks. It's really important that you don't get stuck doing the exact same thing over and over and over again. And if you just do different moves every time, you'll eventually stumble on the solution, right? And that's how certain, I was gonna say, I lost the train of which AI model would use that. I got stuck on genetic AI, but genetic doesn't work that way. Whatever the case, arcbliss skips the stage in order to maintain speed here. Bacon Man on gate. So does Bacon Man recognize how you have to progress through this to leave the ball on the other side? Or leave the box on the other side. Let's go. Gets through the gate. They can now present it with options. Will they choose the same options that Dark chose? Only time will tell. And gets through. Now Bacon Man's starting to cruise. It's interesting to note that the last race of this was 1 through 22. And here we have added significantly more levels, which is really interesting, actually, in terms of how MT has evolved the skill level over time compared to races before it. So, in a lot of MT games, you know, you start with the same goal, and then over time, those goals can end up going higher and higher. Or more interestingly, certain games that get picked for top 8 on account of their difficulty get re-added to the normal pool and increases the difficulty overall of the tournament as a result of them being there without realizing what happens. And I think that over time, it has led to a situation where MT has become, especially in later rounds, significantly more, maybe not significantly, but at least decently more difficult than it used to be for a lot of players. And it's really interesting to see how that evolution kind of happens. This thought comes to me because of the genetic AI that I mentioned earlier, where basically we're experiencing new generations, new permutations of goals and games, and how those stick around and then they become too short and then they move on to higher and higher goals over time. So it's really impressive how, just watch how these players actually are actively getting better over time, as well as performing better over time. So there's arcbliss is in the constantly 9th place inside party, as they like to say it. But to continuously get 9th place as the tournament evolves to being more and more difficult by the tournament, that's really impressive growth continuation over it. What were we talking about? Succubon! arcbliss needs to somehow create a toggle between these two places where you can get through one gate and out the other one, and we can use these strafers to do it, but I'm not entirely sure how to. I mean, we need to get the box between our ball, right? Like, that's clearly what we need to do. Oh, there we go. Nicely done. And moving back onto blocked, this is the stage that stopped arcbliss earlier. You could say that it blocked him earlier. Why is anybody leaving me solo on commentary? What are you people doing? Do you want MFH's ratings to tank? Anyway. arcbliss just having trouble, knows what needs to be done, knows that you need to get something into the bottom there. Create a clone, that'd be even worse somehow. Somehow it would be worse. I don't understand how it could be worse, and yet creating a clone would absolutely do the job. The issue here is that once we got the block in place, we need to keep the ball separated from us in order to generate two objects being on it. But we need to have that box untouched. So how do we do this? Let me ponder this for a moment. Let me see if I can solve it. I'm gonna stare at it until the solution comes to play. I have seen the solution. All right, so what we need to do is we need to put the This is the move you need to do, arcbliss. Yes, that is exactly what you need to do. Good job, arcbliss. As I was about to show it off, that is exactly how you do it. And arcbliss is moving on to level 6 now on the final set of stages. So apparently now we can detach and reattach to a new ball. What? Were there 2 balls? And then there was 2 balls, and then I looked away for a moment because I was checking stuff, and then there are 2 balls, and we can reattach to the balls. So here we need to avoid getting attached again. And I know it's hard to avoid getting attached again. It's just so easy to love sometimes, but we know what it'll do to us, so we need to stop it from happening. And gets it. We are now at a checkpoint here on checkpoint. That is not how you solve checkpoint. That is how you die. I see why this is called the checkpoint, because once you pass the checkpoint, you cannot go further in the checkpoint. Alright, arcbliss, avoiding getting connected with the other block. Good plan, good plan. But how do we get past this without getting connected? It looks like arcbliss may be taking the approach where you don't get past it without getting connected. Then we need to break ourselves free of the middle chain, possibly. And does it. Is through. Good, quick thinking by jibber jabber. Too much information, too much overload, too much options, too many options, too much information, too much overload, too many options, too many options. Just go break all the boxes. Just keep breaking all your little chains there. We need to get into the back and collect. Oh no, we need to specifically never connect to another one. I gotcha. Because we can't back up and blow it up. arcbliss has figured that out. And unfortunately, that is probably going to put a kibosh on Baconman's chances here in the back six, because if arcbliss has figured this stage out, it is only a moment of time before the correct moves are made to make arcbliss the winner of this match. And there we go. arcbliss has finished with an official time of 39:09. Holy crap. arcbliss, what the hell? This game was not easy. 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 Holy crap. Is going back to make sure that all the levels are in fact cleared. Has confirmed and is ready to roll. Is taking the victory. Is going to continue onward here in Mystery Tournament 18. Let's see if they want to join chat. He's going to keep playing. Let's get Baconman's audio here. And we are joined by arcbliss. Holy crap, arcbliss, you have no chill.
In what way?
You destroyed that game. That was an incredible time. That was an incredible. You finished 12 stages ahead of Baconman.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, you caught on to a lot of the mechanics really quick. You solved a significant amount of stages the first time over.
Yeah, outside of, the one that I obviously skipped for a while and went back to.
There were two of them that you skipped multiple times.
Yeah. The last one that I skipped there, where you just had to make the corner piece and move it correctly.
Yeah.
I don't know why that held me up so hard.
It was funny because you had gone back to it, you couldn't solve it, you went out of it, you got back to it, and on the final run, I even sat there and I was like, okay, you come back to this as the only option. I'm going to take a look at solving this now. I went, aha, I got it, and went to the Telecaster to start drawing it, and then you were just like, actually, I've got it, and then you just won. So, like...
yeah, that and the two red blocks where you had to get it off the blue block by breaking your chain correctly or whatever the heck it was.
Yeah.
Where it started. That one went in circles over and over.
Well, sorry, go for it.
The one where it was just the this one, yes. Well, so this is I went into the last one here.
Yeah, this is the one that I solved right when you solved it.
The other one was just the narrow gap that it started on the red block, and you had to move it off the red block and move both the boxes to the far side, and then wiggle your way back with both.
So it was noted. This one. No, this one. No, this one. No, this one. It was definitely this one. Yeah, this one got you up a while as well.
I was like, man, I'm getting hung up on these stages where I feel like they're not that tricky. Oh man, how close is he? Am I screwed? And it's like...
So the original race of this was 1 through 22, all levels. You beat Alpha's time by a little less than a minute. And Alpha was the fastest. Right. You were the fastest solver of this game, and then you continued to just keep blitzing through. At 34 levels, you took an average of just over a minute to solve any of these levels.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I was, especially nervous because it's another Sokoban, and that's what I lost to against Triss by screwing up just the last puzzle. I was like, oh, he's got to be so close. I'm going to lose again. This is it. Evidently not.
But it was not it.
I feel a little relieved.
Well, I think a lot of this one came down to... So, this is Sokoban, but it has a slight enough of a twist on how you have that extra movement and how you can utilize it. And I think that you understood a significant amount of the mechanics involved in that really quickly. You understood how the new connections were made and how to make sure that the chain wouldn't get caught on them. You understood how the strafing worked pretty quickly, and the second strafe level where you just have like the 3 boxes that you have to dance around in order to get through.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you did that. I blinked and I missed it. It was over. It was done.
So, the last level, I will give entire credit to Baba Is You, because one of the stages is you have to navigate through all of the hedges, where if you aren't touching 2 at once, you turn into a hedge or whatever the heck it is. And I was like, oh, it's just that, but I have to dodge it with the shackle, not myself. And that's literally all my thought process was in order to do this.
Yeah, when you got there, I was like, well, this is Baconman's last hope to catch up, and then you just started immediately moving through it, and it was, I'm sorry, Baconman, it was over at that point. Like, you had, like I said, you had no chill. You zoomed through this game. You are moving on to the back 7. You are ever so close to that 9th place inside. I mean, top 8.
Yeah. I think I'm fighting Muware. Is that correct? Muware won.
Oh, let me double check. If only I had that up at this moment. That's correct. You're on to fight Muware. And then it'll be off to fight Jackazam for that ever lovely top 8 placement.
But one of us, Jack or I, is making 9th. That's a pretty good trade there.
Wow, you say that, but that means that that means you're confident that you're gonna take down Muware.
I have to beat Muware now.
You have to. Yeah, it's true. You just set it into existence, so there's not much you can do about it.
Well, mostly just because I have to be either 9th or top 8. I'm not going to settle on worse than that.
That's true. I mean, I won't lie. I'm really sorry, Jackazam. You're a good friend of mine, but I'm rooting for arcbliss over Muware and over Jackazam, because I need match 222 to happen. I need it to happen. I need Whitley to beat Marchmaster, and I need you to beat Jackazam, and I need to see the brothers battle out on top 8 for Mother's Love.
After this game, I'm feeling more confident in myself. I wish the first game didn't have the technical issues that we ran into. I'm relieved that this was more of a blowout and not another close race with like any issues happening.
This was such a blowout that we're going to unfortunately not finish up with Baconman12. We're going to go raid Baconman12 after this interview is over, so make sure that you go cheer them on to finish this up. But that's just foreshadowing for what's going to happen in just a moment here.
I will say that Gons is right. I'm not going to be 8th because I'm going all the way, Gons.
Ooh. Oh, Gauntlet thrown. Well, arcbliss, as always, it is lovely to have you. It is very well done. You absolutely demolished this game. Are you doing anything fun these days?
Mostly just the Archies. Doing all the asyncs in the Discord.
Go join Archie so that Whitley or so that arcbliss, one of the two.
Yeah, Whitley's there too.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So that those two have more people to yell at other than each other. Or something. Apparently Lethal Company.
Oh yeah, I play Lethal Company a lot. That's fair. Alright. Well, thank you for having me. This game was really fun. I recognize that, you know, they literally posted the dev name with it for clarification cases and Stephen Miller. Like, I recognize the name. I know I've played other Stephen Miller-ish games.
Yep, Stephen Miller, I believe, was the creator of Puzzle Script, so...
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
A million Puzzle Script games later, they're still not bad.
Yep.
Alright. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for
It was
joining
a fun
us.
game.
Alright, everybody, that is going to put a kibosh on tonight's entertainment for you as we check what's coming up here on Mystery Funhouse. This is the break screen. On 2/23/2024, that is in 4 days, that is on Friday, we have Econ versus Callback, and then on our list we still have Furniture versus Maurice. That's 3 p.m. on 3/16. You don't want to miss that because that's actually top 8, and it's been put on the schedule explicitly to remind us of what's going on. But we still have a few matches to go here on Mystery Funhouse. Be aware that by March 16th, we still need to see arcbliss versus Mooware. The winner of that versus Jack is M. The Whitley versus Marchmaster 11. Econ versus Callback. The winner of that versus Someone 325. And then we still have, oh boy, Triscorp versus Zex. And the loser of that will go on to face against Okami of Games in one more match before top 8. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 matches left before top 8. Make sure you've got Mystery Funhouse on the follow. Make sure you got the give game roll to know when they're coming. And we will see you next time. Let's go raid Baconman12 /raid Baconman12. Go give them your energy. Go give them your energy.